Okay, I think we are live on Facebook. Even though it says we're live, it usually takes like a minute or two. So that's what I was just checking to see. Welcome on Facebook. Welcome on Zoom. We are here. Does anyone want to give us any wins from this weekend? You guys, I had a win from this weekend. I just took messy action, is how Eric says it. And oh, you guys, Hot Mess Express, like, just let people see into my life. I just went live. I was sitting on the ground and showing, like, look, here's a box. I'm gonna go live on the carpet. My hair is like it is right now, I hadn't combed it in a day or two, and I wasn't ready, but I'm like, here, I'm going to go live and just be like, I can work my business from sitting here on the ground, from doing whatever, and just kind of talking about it and just getting more comfortable with some of the things that I preach about, that it's like, here, you can just go live for 5 minutes. And we had kids in and out, and it was a disaster, but I count that as a win, that I'm like, here, I am going to try and incorporate paparazzi more into my home life than I have, just to show that it is very doable, and it doesn't matter your situation. If you have 5 minutes or half an hour, 5 hours, or 20 hours, like, you can make it work. So I don't know if it was a win, but it made my heart happy. So it's okay. I count it as a win. Anyone else have wins? Sorry, I'm trying to pull up Facebook to see if I have this. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up.
I have a win. So I don't know if you guys saw in your feed, some other Papa sisters are doing this training through Michelle Winters, I think is her name, Creative Systems or something. Anyway, so I listened to it, and she challenged us to just do a post on our personal page in the beginning of the training, and then to see how many responses we had at the end of the training. And you guys, I had so many comments that people had responded. It was just a super simple post. How many days a week do you wear earrings? And I had so many comments in there. And then I went in and, like, start those conversations with them. And it has been really, really exciting to do. So that was my win.
I love it. Love, love, love it. Anyone else before we get going? Today was like short and sweet and to the point, and it was good.
I have a win. I'm here today.
I think Josette has a win. Her hand is up.
Go Josette. I'm happy to be here. Go Josette.
Happy to see you, Jeanette. Is it Janet or Jeanette?
It's Janet.
Janet.
I can't find you on Facebook though. That's why I'm looking down. So forgive me.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here too. I have an unofficial win. It's a win, but it's unofficial. But I just hit my first Crown Club 5.
Congratulations, Josette.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
That's huge. That is huge.
Yes.
I feel like your first 3 are your hardest. And then after that, then it's like, okay, it's just one more. And then it's one more. And so, but 5, I think, is, once you get 5, 10's a little bit easier. But that first little bit, it's like, that's awesome.
Is it like having kids? They say, if you have 3, like, one more isn't going to matter. One more isn't going to matter.
After 3, it's nothing. It's another one. I don't know. I never had 2, you guys. I went straight from 1 to 3 and that rocked my world. So, after that, it's like, yeah, it's just one more. 4 or 5 kids. My body would have let me, I would have kept having more. So it's okay. Well, okay, I'm going to turn the time over to Valencia. She is so awesome to be here with us and share what she got out of today. And I'm going to just let you take it over.
Okay, so hey everyone. Today was quick, fast. So this is going to be quick, fast, and then definitely you'll have enough time to ask questions on anything that we kind of discussed today or prior to. So the first 2 weeks we talked about customer gathering was the first week. So all about developing systems on how you get customers. The second week was about customer retention. Really, we focused on how to retain customers. And this week we are talking about recruiting systems. So it is a very simple process or homework that we have. It's 3 steps. And the first step is to take inventory on what is working inside of your company for recruiting. So if that is, for examples, he didn't really give much as far as any particular organization, but things would be either like Zoom calls, opportunity. I know that Mama Frank and them, they do customer appreciation. So whatever those things are, if it's just sending messages, building relationships, whatever your system is inside of your kind of that's the second part. So let me not go there. But so whatever others are doing in the organization. So asking your peers, watching those that are top recruiters to see exactly what they are doing to be successful at recruiting. That's number 1. So number 1 is really just to do a lot of research, talk to upline, downline, sideline, another line, whatever lines you can find, and see exactly what they are doing to be successful at recruiting. The next thing is to identify what is working. So if maybe you are posting about your business opportunity, and it could be either direct or indirect, and you have posted it maybe for like 6 months straight and you have not gotten any interest, any comments, is that working or not working? So you need to identify whether what you're doing is working or not working. This is all recruiting. So what is working and what is not working. Those things that are not working, you kind of probably want to put them to the side. And those things that are working, you want to continue to keep doing those. And that the next part kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said. Number 3 is, what did you do to have results, the results that you have? What did you do to have the results that you have? So say if you recruited in the last 30 days, you were able to recruit 10 people, or maybe you were able to recruit 1 or 2 people. What did you do to get those results? And you want to, of course, duplicate. That's the idea of systems. It wants to be something that's working, that you can continuously do to continue to increase the results that you get. So those are the 3 lists that you are going to go through. The first one was what is working in your organization. So jot down everything, kind of research, talk to people that you know in the business, those that you may be following, those that you may look up to, those that may be your mentors. What are they doing that's working in our organization? The second one is what is working and what's not working. So look at some of the things that you're doing, what is working and what is not working. Number 3, what did you do to have the results that you have? And evaluate those. And what he did mention is that sometimes when we are doing something and we have just an urge to change it, but it's working. So his message to us was, do not change it. If it's working, he is begging us pretty much, don't change it. If it's working, you can be bored doing it because systems sometimes can get boring because it's like, oh, I go live, for instance, like I go live all these hours and I get the sales and then, oh, I want to do something different. And that can ultimately play into getting a lower result. So again, if you have something that's working, whether it's sending messages, whether it's doing still the team Zooms, and some days, again, every day you may not have the result, but when you look at it collectively, it may be working. So just because you may be, doing live sales, even though we're talking about recruiting, or you're doing an opportunity live, and today you may not have anyone, but then next week when you do it, you may have someone, and then the week after you may not, or you may have less people. If it's working, you want to still continue to do it. So although we may get the urge to want to change things up and switch it up, and if we see something else working for someone else, that doesn't mean you can't try it. That means you need to add to what you're already doing to increase the results. The things that are working, do not get rid of, is the message. And that's pretty much it. The training was very quick, fast. Does anybody have any questions? Did I confuse anyone with the homework? No? Everybody good?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Right, exactly, Janet. A lot of times we do get bored and we want to do something new. We want to switch it all up. And if it's, again, as Janet said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's me too, Janet. Every day I want to change something different. I do. I want to do different stuff all the time. But again,
I know.
the idea is to duplicate what's working and teach someone else how to duplicate.
Well, and I think, so I want to jump in on this, that with the all-in tour and different trainings, and when I talk to people, it's funny because it's hey, well, what's the secret sauce? What is this? I'm going to try this. And we call it, in here with my mom and Robbie, we call it shiny object syndrome. Oh my gosh, I'm going to look over here. I'm going to look over here. But the thing that you're going to hear over and over and over is, 1, go back to basics, and 2, be consistent. And so that's the thing, is looking through these things is, okay, who's getting the most recruits right now? Well, it's the people that are going live, or that they are talking about the opportunity constantly. So it's not that here, there's this, or there's this, or there's this. And that's where I'm like, okay, I want to jump up my sales even more than where they're at. So I am trying to do something different. And that's what I'm taking inventory of. Is I'm going to go live for 5-10 minutes in the morning. I'm going to do a night live for 5 or 10 minutes if I don't have time to go for an hour or two. What are some of these people doing that by them selling, they're going to be getting more customers? And by getting more customers, you get people excited about the product, which then they either want to buy it to get it at wholesale for themselves, or they have people that are going to ask them that they want it too. So then they can start selling it and making money for them to buy more of their paparazzi, get their fix.
Marcia,
Yes.
question. You're on mute.
It's those darn phones.
Yeah.
I'm muting myself, and that's why
It is those,
offense.
it is those darn phones. So listen, I had originally signed up to do this, and somehow I've been missing it. But today it popped up. It was so perfect because I was at the All-In Tour in Columbus, and I was going to just text Mama and let her know, but she did the training on giving the blessing bag, which I was already doing, but taking the picture, getting their number and sending them the picture. Oh my gosh, I have the best results of this, you all. Check this out. So going home, of course, as soon as we learn it, we have to implement it, right? Because otherwise we will not do it. Going home from the airport, got on the shuttle. The shuttle driver was a cute little girl, young lady. And so I said, oh, I have something for you. So I gave her a blessing bag. I said, let me take a picture of us. I'm going to send it to you. She said, oh, yay. So I took the picture and I texted to her. Before I could get home, by the time I got home that night, she had gone online posted the picture on her page, tagged my business page, and said, I met this sweet little lady at the airport. She gave me this gift. And she was just so nice. That's what the young lady had typed in the text. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, the very first time that I did it, I got the best result. And I'm like, I know I'm going to. She had, okay, another thing I want to point out. She had probably about 15 to 20 responses, loves, hugs, and likes from that post. And like, she's going to be a great consultant. So I texted her and asked her what her next day off was. I just wanted to chit chat with her and tell her, how thankful I was for her to post that picture. And so I'm just so looking to recruit her before the end of this week. So I wanted to share that. And I thought I saw Mama on here, but Brittany, please tell Mama and let her know.
She's on. She's right there.
I'm
Oh,
here. I'm here.
Mom, did you hear that? Thank you so much for sharing that.
So along those lines, okay, you guys, this is my side of me, okay? I have this sometimes, I'm not a personality that people all love, okay? I rub some people the wrong way sometimes. And then with that, it's like, have you ever gone to a counter and it's like, someone's having a bad day and it's like, oh, she was so mean. I just don't like her. And so I have done the same thing as you, that it's like, oh, she's going to be my best friend by the end of today because she has to look at me for the next hour because she won't let me get on that stupid plane because I'm not angry. So I have done that multiple times with some people that it's like, okay, they're having a bad day or they're just being just crunchy towards me. We're going to use that word. And it's amazing that that just made me think of this girl I still remember at the Atlanta airport, and we became super good friends. We were messaging each other on Facebook. It was so bad. And she just sat there and looked at us and was so grumpy. And she became a good friend of mine. So you never know with some of those that you come in contact with that it's like, here, I'm still just going to do this. And it totally changes their day. And they can turn into a good customer, a team member. And it's just, and that's where my personality gets in. It's like, oh, I can tell you don't like me, but we're going to be friends by the end of the day. So that would be a challenge to you guys, is if you're out and about, not only doing a blessing bag, but if someone's just being grumpy, instead of walking away and being like, ugh, she was the meanest lady, or man, how to flip it around and have a game out of it. I'm going to play this game today and they're going to turn into my customer. This is going to be so much fun, because then it changes your whole perspective of the situation. And then you're trying to become friends with somebody and it's like, oh, this really is what's going on. So I don't know, just a thought of throwing it out there, because in some of those cases, oh, get me away from this person as quickly as possible.
Hey, I have a question for Marcia. So did she take a picture of the lady holding the bling bag?
Yes, I did. I took the picture of she and I. We were both in the picture holding the bling bag. And then I texted to her. What she posted on her page was the picture of she and I. She also posted a picture of the bag, my business card, and the bracelet that was in the bag. Yep. And she did it. I didn't even get a chance to reach out to her or anything. She just did it automatic. She was just so, I guess, taken by me giving her that piece of jewelry and probably the day that she had been having. But one thing I just want to stress is just immediately implementing what you learn. I am a procrastinator. And I was with another consultant that she actually just rode to the airport with my husband and I, and my husband. And so as soon as we got on the shuttle to go to from returning the rental car, I went straight up to the lady, and then my husband's like, here she go, and then the other consultant that rode to the airport with us was like, that's how you have to do it, because if you don't do it immediately, you won't do it. And I'm just so excited about it. Thank you so much again, Mom, for sharing that.
You're welcome. I just want to put in a pitch for the All In Tour. I just want you to know that we've only 2 stops. We are down now. We have 6 more to go. And I know that the All In Tour canceled California. However, there's a couple of the elite leaders that are trying to still put together a smaller something in California. So if you're in the California area, we're hoping to still do that the 2nd week in November, but more info to come. It's still in compliance, so we don't have an approval yet, but the tours have been so good, haven't they? They've just been so good. Yeah.
The tour was everything. And I've been in the business for, it'll be 6 years in January. And I am an elite consultant. But when I tell you, I get so much from the energy in the room, all the other Papa sisters, and, you know, just I call it the top earners, the people who put who put the All In Tour together. I call them the top earners. I consider myself an elite, but just them, they're in a whole different category. But I find that when I implement what they say immediately, it works. And sometimes we just have to come outside of ourselves because it's not us. We're not accustomed to doing these things. Oh, they do that. They're 6-figure earners. They can do that. Well, we can too. And it'll get us to where we are if we just come out of ourselves and implement. That's all I'm going to say. But if you haven't been to the tour, if you can get there, go. Okay.
Anybody else have any questions, comments?
I have a comment on that. Here y'all go again. I'm sitting here a while and I got to get out of my head, like you said. I give out the blessing bags all the time, and I get every one of those reactions, and I can see my followers coming up. And so I'm trying to remember, you know, when I get new followers, was it one of the ones with the excitement and stuff? So now I'm sitting here saying, so now I got to ask them to take a picture with them. How they going to respond to that? But then I quickly said, quit it, because everything they've told you to do, it works. But I just wanted to express if anybody else on the line kind of felt that energy too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do it.
No, I'm with,
yeah.
No, I'm with you. And I immediately said, okay. And this is, I think, in another training class that I'm taking right now. The thing is, when we have those, because it's a limiting belief, when we have those limiting beliefs, you always give yourself and be honest. Okay, what's the worst that could happen if they say no? Okay, they don't take a picture, we move on and give it to the next person. So if you do have that limiting belief, if they say no, you give it to them. Have a great day. I hope you enjoy. You keep it moving, and maybe they will. Best case, they do what they did for Marcia. So if you do have the limiting belief, because a lot of times we try to overthink and we try to see the scenario all the way to the end. They're gonna say no, and then they're gonna do this, and then they're gonna block me. Like, we go to this whole extreme, you know. So Josette, I'm with you, because that's me pretty much 99% of the time. Like, I gotta go all the way. So if you do have that limiting belief, just be honest with yourself. Acknowledge, okay, I have this, you know, I'm thinking this. Well, what's the worst case scenario? They say no. Okay, I don't take a picture. They still get the blessing bag. I move on. You never know. It brighten their day, whatever the case may be, and keep on moving. So if you do have it, just acknowledge it. Find the extreme worst case scenario. Can you live with it or can you not? If you can, go ahead and go with it and keep it moving. That's how I'm learning to deal with it.
I'm going to give you just a little example. We're going to role play here. Okay, I'm going to say Bill's on here. I'm going to say, oh, Bill's in the airport. He's taken my luggage. And I'm going to say, oh, Bill, thank you for being so nice, or whatever you say. You're so cute. And say, Bill, do you have a wife? And or Bill comments on my jewelry or something and say, do you have a wife? And he'll say, yes. And I say, I would love to give you a gift for her. Would that be okay? So you give him a blessing bag, and you say, and he goes, oh, every time they say, oh, this is so cute. Thank you. And then you say, do you mind if I take a picture of you and I in the blessing bag so I can post it on my social media? Ask permission. And they'll say, no, of course not. They just got a gift. So you take a picture, a little selfie, take it and say, okay, what's your phone number? He'll give you your number and say, hi, Bill, find out his last name and say, can I follow you on social media? Hi, Bill, here, and click the picture. this is Robin Frank from Paparazzi, and click the picture so they remember the picture. It's easy if you just get in the habit of doing it. So sorry,
But
I'm
if they
talking
say
too much.
no, it's okay, you guys. It's
Right.
totally fine. It's like, one what? That's not a big deal. Thank you so much for, I hope that your wife or girlfriend or significant other loves this. And I just really appreciate you. And just have a smile. It's like, okay, that's one person. Who cares? I'm going to go. to the
Yeah.
next.
They can say no, that's okay. If they don't want to be on social media, that's great. It's great. But if they say yes, whoa. So good job. Sorry, I talked too much.
And you say, oh, and by the way, Bill, we also have men's jewelry. Here's a little something for you. Bill will be like, what? I try to carry men's jewelry, but I mean, I don't always practice what I preach, but I do try to carry that as well, because I'm going to be traveling to St. George this week and I'm going to be bringing both. So get out of my comfort zone right there, right? I'm going to have Johnny hand it out.
We always have 1 or 2 men's items in our blessing bags as well.
Yes. Yes.
Did you see what
never know. You
Marcia
have a
said?
taxi driver, or you have someone,
Yes.
and just be able to give it to them. And
Yeah.
Marcia's being really cute. She said, we can't take it personal. They may be in the witness protection program. I love you. I love you.
Hey, I'm just gonna say, my mama told me I had to take a picture, so.
Love you. New releases are coming.
You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.